Hello ladies and gentlemen, Scared204 here bringing you another Minecraft Modern Warfare tutorial. In this tutorial we'll be going ahead and doing the M777 Howitzer in the firing position. The M777 Howitzer is a towed 155mm artillery piece. It is used by the ground forces of Australia, Canada, India, Saudi Arabia, and the United States. It made its combat debut in the war in Afghanistan. The M777 is manufactured by BAE Systems Global Combat Systems Division. Prime contract management is based in Barrow in Furness, in the United Kingdom, as well as manufacture and assembly of the titanium structures and associated recoil components. Final integration and testing of the weapon is undertaken at BAE's facility in Hattiesburg, Mississippi. So yeah, the M77 lightweight towed howitzer here, pretty gnarly looking howitzer. We did do the kind of deployed version, which has the gun kind of in a downward position. This one here has it elevated at about a 45-degree angle to kind of give you the effect of it as if it's in a firing type position. Overall, really cool gun, and again, a really nice kind of artillery piece if you're looking for a nice artillery piece to add to your worlds. Now, before we go ahead and jump into this, taking a look at the build and all this stuff, I do want to go and give special thanks to Patreon supporter Carange for making this tutorial possible. If you guys are interested in supporting the channel more, you already do, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions, where you can go and put a small amount to the channel every month, and in doing so, earn a few cool requests to your choosing. It really helps support the work I do on my channel. It is really greatly appreciated, so definitely feel free to check that out. Again, link is always in my video descriptions. With that though, let's go ahead and dive in here, taking a look at the M777 howitzer. So going ahead and getting started with here, we have the barrel obviously kind of elevated here at about a 45 degree angle. So really nice overall. I think it came out pretty good for what we're going for. Obviously building in angles is a little difficult in Minecraft, but I feel like this gun looks pretty good, actually angled at the way it is. We then have the base of it, which is pretty much the exact same base we used for the deployed version. Really your only big differences for this build are going to be involving the gun here at an angle. So pretty much the same base here, so kind of this X-shaped base, and then we have the mechanisms here where the gun attaches to the actual base and is able to elevate and obviously fire. So overall, pretty cool build, and should make an awesome addition to any of your Modern Warfare maps if you're looking for some kind of cool Modern Warfare artillery, especially for a lot of basically nations such as the United States and Australia, Canada, and the United Kingdom and all that stuff. There's a lot of capabilities for us, and a lot of nations it could be serving under. Anyway, so without further ado, let's go ahead and move into the tutorial by beginning with our first layer. Alright guys, so moved into our first layer here. We're going ahead and starting with layer 1. For layer 1 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place down a daylight detector like so, followed by a smooth sandstone block behind that, or smooth sandstone slab. We then want to go ahead and place down a piston right here, and then behind that piston we're going to place down a sandstone wall. Now this piston will be used if you're on Java. Basically what we're doing here is we're going to be using a tool that's actually going to be able to modify the piston to turn it into a basically get rid of the wood portion. So it helps us with the angling here. You can use end portal frames instead as a good alternative to the pistons. On the inside here, so the inside will be this way, we're going to place down a birchwood fence gate like so, and we're going to open it up toward the outside, and we're going to go ahead and place down a birchwood sign on the side there of that block. Now we then want to go ahead and go to the side of the piston. We're going to place down a polished black stone upside down stair, followed by a second stair coming off it like that going forward. We're going to go ahead and place down a row of 2 of smooth sandstone full blocks. These here will be going back from the birchwood trapdoor, as well as another birchwood fence gate, and then a birchwood trapdoor here to the outside there of that block. We then want to go ahead and grab a sandstone wall. We're going to place down a sandstone wall here. And then after that, that's going to be a row of 3 of sandstone full blocks, 1, 2, and 3 over. Another sandstone wall, another smooth sandstone full block, and we're going to go ahead and repeat the same design we did over there, just over here on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and do this a little bit faster, as it's exactly the same on both sides. So no point in spending a lot of time explaining it all as I already did. So again, same thing on both sides here. So just like that, and we have basically our kind of front of our base set up here. Now we want to go ahead and also grab some skeleton skulls. We're going to place them on the inside here of these sandstone blocks, and we also want to go ahead and place down a birchwood fence gate coming off this center block. We're going to open the fence gate toward the block itself, and then a birchwood trapdoor on both sides of the fence gate. Like that, we want them open like so. With that all complete, we're going to go ahead and continue on by taking our smooth sandstone. We're going to place down a row of 5, going all the way across like so, and then a skeleton skull on both ends. After that's done, we want to go ahead and then place down another row of 3 of smooth sandstone blocks across another sandstone wall, and we then want to go ahead and place down a birchwood trapdoor on both ends like that. Once we have that done, we're going to place down a sandstone wall here in the center, then a birchwood trapdoor here to both sides. And after we have that all done there, we're going to go back from the birchwood stairs with a sandstone slab. We're going to go and then place down a sandstone top slab. That's going to go out to the sides here. So just like so. And then we're going to place down a second top slab back from that. A skeleton skull on the first slab. And then on the outside here, we're going to go ahead and place down an item frame. So we'll go ahead and grab into our creative menu. We'll grab an item frame. We're going to place down an item frame here. And then we're going to go ahead and place down a smooth sandstone block in that item frame. If you're also on Java, we can place down a birchwood sign on the side there with the item frame. That's only a feature that will be available for Java players. If you're not on Java, you'll only be able to place down the item frame and not the sign and item frame. So just keep that in mind. And then on this slab here, we'll place down a birchwood sign on both sides. And we're just going to go and very simply do the same thing over here on this side. So just like that. After that's all complete there, we want to go ahead and then place down a sandstone wall. That'll be right here. Same thing over here. And we're going to go ahead and then go back from that with a birchwood stair. Now on the sides here of the sandstone walls on the inside here, we're going to place down a birchwood sign to both sides like so. Then once we have that all done, that is going to basically conclude everything we have here for layer number 2 for the build. Layer 1. Taking a look at it from above is what we should have for the top-down view, so if you need to take some time, pause the video, and go ahead and replicate this, make sure it's all correct. But once you're good with that, and everything's all squared away, we can go ahead and move on to our next layer, layer number 2. Moving into our next layer, we have layer 2. For layer 2 to go ahead and get started with, here we're going to place down 2 polished black stone stairs back-to-back on top of these 2 stairs we placed in the previous layer. From that, we're going to place down a skeleton skull on these sandstone full blocks, and then after that, we want to go ahead and grab ourselves an end rod. And we're going to place down an end rod, which will be coming off these skeleton skulls like so. Once we have that complete, we're going to go ahead and then place down a sandstone wall. That will be on top of this sandstone wall here. So just one more that goes up like so. And then a birchwood sign on the sides of those walls, as well as a skeleton skull coming off the walls going forward. We then want to place down a smooth sandstone block, going back from those walls on both sides. And then on the inside here, we're going to place down a birchwood trapdoor to both sides. We then want to go ahead and grab ourselves birchwood buttons. We're going to place down a birchwood button here, one here, one here, and one here. Like that for this section there. After that's all done, we want to go ahead and then go to the left side. And the left side only, we're going to place down, instead of this birchwood trapdoor, we're going to place down a fence gate and then a sandstone wall that goes back from it. Or back from the fence gate. And then on top of that fence gate, just so we don't have to worry about it later, we'll place down a fence post, an item frame to the side of that fence post, and then we're going to place down a cobweb in that item frame like so. So basically that's going to be on the left side there and the left side only. We then want to grab our trapdoors again. We're going to place down a trapdoor here on top of these top slabs here to both sides, as well as a redstone repeater, which will be positioned like so, so these notches are facing toward the back. And lastly, we're just going to go ahead and grab some birchwood trapdoors, and on top of these sandstone stairs, we're just going to place a birchwood trapdoor like so. And with that all complete there, that is going to wrap up everything we have there for, or almost everything. One thing we also have left here is these banners for the wheels. Now these are kind of an optional addition, so again, you don't have to do these if you don't want to. But basically what these are these banners. So they're black banners. They have a yellow stripe that goes vertically on the left side and the right side like so. And then you have a horizontal black stripe across the top and bottom to go ahead and create this wheel design. Now this right here will be placed on the side of these polished black stone stairs on the second level here, which will in turn kind of create a more wheel type looking design. Again, not something you have to do, but something that is kind of nice and just adds a little bit more detail to the overall look of the build. At this point in time also, for us Java players, we'll go ahead and type in the command /give space @p Minecraft :debug_stick. By pressing enter, we'll get a debug stick here, which will basically be this kind of glowing stick here. And we can go up to the pistons, we can left click until we get selected extended false prompt pop up, and then by right clicking, it will get rid of that wood portion on top, which really helps with the shaping there for the front here. And yeah, so that's right there is the Java feature. Again, you can use endstone portal frames as an alternative to that. But overall, that's almost it. The very last thing here is also going to be a birchwood trapdoor on these two smooth sandstone blocks facing toward the inside. Anyways, with that all complete, again, here's an overview of what it looks like from the top-down view. And that is it for layer 2. Let's move on to layer number 3. Moving into our next layer, we have layer 3. For layer 3 to get started with here, we're going to go ahead and place down a a sandstone wall that will go on top of these two sandstone full blocks. And on the insides here, we're going to go ahead and place down a stripped birchwood log, like so. So it'll be like that to both sides there. And then we're going to place down a birchwood trapdoor coming off those logs here, going toward the back. We then want to go ahead and place down a a fence gate coming off this wall here on the right side. Open this toward the outside, and we're going to go then place down a birchwood trapdoor on the side of it, and that's going to be on the right side and right side only. We then want to go ahead and grab an item frame, and our cobweb, we're going to place down an item frame like so, and a cobweb like that in the item frame, and same thing will be done over here on this sandstone wall. Now once we have that done, we're going to go then place down an end rod that will be on top of these two walls like so. And then grabbing our sandstone full blocks, we're going to place down a sandstone full block going back from these stripped birchwood. And then a sandstone top slab going forward. Now on the inside here, we're going to go and grab ourselves a piston. And we're going to place down an upside down piston that's going to be between those sandstone blocks. So, just like so. A good alternative to this piston is to use a polished blackstone top slab instead. But now that we have our piston placed, we're going to leave it as is for right now. We'll come back to that a little bit in the future. But that right there is going to include everything for layer 3, just make sure I'm not missing anything. And everything does appear to be good to go. So with that, that's going to conclude layer 3. Again, here's an overview of what it should look like. And with that, we'll be moving on to our next layer, layer number 4. Moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 4. For layer 4 to go ahead and begin with, we're going to go ahead and start off by grabbing ourselves a birchwood stair. And we're going to place down a stair on top of these sandstone walls here to both sides. Now, depending on what side you're on, the right side here, we're going to place down a skeleton skull. And then on top of that, we're going to go ahead and place down another skeleton skull like so. Then over here on the other side, it's going to be a skeleton skull coming off this stair. And then it's going to be a grindstone on top of it. So we'll just kind of knock out that difference right there on both sides while we're at it. And then we just want to go ahead and grab ourselves some birchwood signs. And we're just going to place down a birchwood sign on the side here of these stairs. Now with that done, we're going to go ahead and then place down a sandstone wall. That's going to be on top of these two blocks here. As well as a second and third sandstone wall forward. So you have a total of 3 there. And then a sandstone full block on both sides, and then a sandstone top slab. And we're going to follow that all up with a row of birchwood trapdoors. So 1, 2, and 3 trapdoors across. Now we're going to go then grab ourselves some some blocks of netherite. We're going to place down a block of netherite on top of the piston, and then we're going to go ahead and place down one more forward. We then want to go ahead and grab our end rods. We're going to place down 1 and 2 end rods going forward like so. After we have that all done, we're going to then grab ourselves some dark oak wood fence gates. We're going to place down a fence gate here, coming off these stairs, going forward like so. And after we have that all done right there, that's going to pretty much do it for this layer. Just trying to make sure I'm not missing anything. And everything does appear to be good to go. We do also want to go ahead and go to the piston here. And for us Java players, we'll go ahead and right click it there with our debug stick here to go ahead and set it. Anyways, though, that is going to conclude what we have there for layer number 4 for the build. And with that, let's move on up to layer number 5. Moving on to our next layer, we have layer number 5. For layer 5 to go ahead and get started with here, we're going to place our polished andesite. We're going to place down 1, 2, 3, going across, an item frame on both sides, and then a iron bar in the item frame like so. We then want to go ahead and grab our sandstone stairs, and we're going to place down a row of 3 of upside down stairs across the front there. Behind this, we want to go ahead and grab our top slabs. We're going to place down a row of 3 of top slabs of sandstone right behind that. And then we want to go ahead and go back from this with 2 sandstone, or rather, actually, sorry, instead of those top slabs there, my bad, it's actually going to be a row of 1, 2, and 3 sandstone walls. So just like that on both sides there. Then we're going to go ahead and go to the side of the first wall here. We're going to place down an item frame, a black concrete block in the item frame. And again, if you're on Java, we'll place a birch or wood sign on the side there as well. And over here on this side, we'll do basically the same exact thing. So just like that. After that is all done, we're going to go ahead and then grab a birchwood slab. We're going to place it down, a top slab coming off this middle wall right here. And then going back from that, we're going to place down a dark oak wood fence gate. After we have that done, we're going to go ahead and then place down a sandstone wall on both sides like so. Or rather, we're going to place down a sandstone slab on both sides. So just like that. And then we're going to place down a polished black stone stair in the middle, like so. Coming off that stair, we're going to go ahead and place down a dark oak wood sign. And we also want to go ahead and grab a dark oak wood, or sorry, rather a wither skeleton skull, and we're going to place it down on top of that fence post, or that fence, or that sign, like so. And then after that, going forward from that stair there, we're just going to go ahead and fill this in with smooth sandstone. So 1 and 2 smooth sandstone blocks to fill that space in, like so. And after that's all done right there, that is going to basically wrap up what we have there for layer number, layer number 5. And with that, we'll be moving on up to layer number 6. Moving up to our next layer, we have layer 6. For layer 6 to go ahead and get started with here, we want to go ahead and begin with by placing down a sandstone wall that's going to go on top of this block here. We're going to place down an item frame and then a smooth sandstone block in the item frame, followed by a birchwood sign on the side there of the wall if you're on Java. We're going to go then place down a stripped birchwood block over here to the right side of the wall. And on the inner side of the wall, we're going to place down a birchwood fence gate like so. Open it toward the wall itself, and then we want to go ahead and then grab ourselves some sandstone walls. We're going to place down 1 and 2 forward on both sides. 2 smooth sandstone blocks there in the center to fill that in. And then we're going to place down 1, 2, and 3 sandstone top slabs across, and then another row of 3 of polished andesite. This is going to have an item frame on both ends with our iron bars in those item frames. So just like this, and make sure it's not angled, but like straight up like that. And then we want to take our birchwood trapdoors. We're going to place down trapdoors here across the bottom of that row 3, and then on the side there of it, like so. After we get that all done, we're going to go then place down a birchwood slab here on both sides, and then we want to go and then place down a skeleton skull coming off the side there of this second wall, like that. And after we have that all done right there, that is going to basically wrap up what we have there for layer number 6, and with that we'll be moved on up to our next layer, layer number 7. Moving into our next layer, we have layer number 7. For layer 7 to go ahead and get started with here, we want to begin with by going ahead and placing down a sandstone slab on top of this block here, then a sandstone wall forward, and then 1 and 2 sandstone full blocks going forward from that. Now to the sides, on the right side here, we're going to place down a sandstone full block, then a sandstone wall, and then a sandstone slab. We then want to place down item frames on these 2 first blocks here. We're going to place down black concrete in those item frames, and again, if you are on Java, we'll place a birchwood sign on the side there of those blocks. After that's done, over on the left side, it's going to be pretty much the same thing. It's going to be a sandstone block, followed by a sandstone wall, and this is going to be a sandstone slab right here. However, we're going to go ahead and then place down a stripped birchwood block right there in that location, as well as also a birchwood trapdoor coming off the sandstone block on top of that fence gate, like that on the side there. And we'll go ahead and then grab our item frames, and we're going to do the same thing here in our block of coal, in those item frames, and our birchwood signs. So just like that. After that's all done, we then want to go ahead and grab our stairs, and we're going to take our sandstone stairs, and we're going to place down a row of 3 of upside down stairs that go across the front here like so. And after that is all done, that is going to wrap up what we have there for layer number 7. And with that, we'll probably just go ahead and move into our final layers of the build and go ahead and wrap it up. Alright guys, so moving into our final layers here, we have layers 8 through 12. For these layers to go ahead and get started with, we're going to be going ahead and first off, place down a birchwood slab that will go on top of this stripped birchwood block right here. And then also a sandstone wall that goes up on top of this wall here. We're going to go ahead and then place down a birchwood stair on top of this wall. We're going to go ahead and then place down an item frame on the back of the stair, and then in that item frame we're going to place down a black bed, like so, and then a birchwood sign coming off the side or the back there of the stair as well for us Java players. We'll then place down a birchwood slab on this smooth sandstone block. We're going to go then place down a sandstone wall like this going forward, followed by a sandstone slab to both sides. We're going to go then place down a row of 3 of sandstone full blocks across the space here. Once we do, we're going to go and grab a tripwire hook, and we're going to place down a tripwire hook on both ends, like so. Then going ahead and building up again, we're going to place down a sandstone slab, like so. A sandstone full block coming off that middle block there, and then a sandstone upside down stair to both sides, as well as a birchwood trapdoor on the bottom of that smooth sandstone block there in the center. Once we have that done, we're going to place down another sandstone wall right here, and then another birchwood slab to the sides there. Once we have that done, we're going to place down a polished black stone top slab, and then a half slab. We're going to go and then grab a block of netherite, and we're going to place down a block of netherite, a sandstone top slab, half slab on top, sandstone full block, sandstone top slab, half slab, full block, and then we're going to go and switch back to our die right here. After we do one more sandstone top slab and then a half slab on top, then a block to the right coming off that half slab, and then a top slab and half slab of polished blackstone, like so, to go ahead and make your barrel. And once you have that all done right there, that is going to wrap up layers 8 through 12, and with that, that is going to conclude my tutorial here for the M777 Howitzer in the firing position. Hope you guys do enjoy this tutorial and are able to put it to good use. If you guys do end up using this design, I do ask that you guys give me proper credit for it. This has been a link from Arsene the build, link to my channel or his video if this does appear on social media sites. As long as you guys give me proper credit for it, you're free user for a project you guys are working on. Overall, enjoy the build, have fun with it, and all that fun stuff. Again, a big special thanks to Patreon supporter Carange for making this tutorial possible, and as always, feel free to check my Patreon page. Link is always in my video descriptions. With that, thank you guys again so much for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. This has been Garrett 2x4, and I'll see you guys next time.